Hi guys, I'm Apratim here, back again with another video. In this video I've got some top smartphone picks under several price ranges. So the first range is under Rs 10,000. The first phone on the list is Lenovo K6 Power with 3GB RAM and 32GB ROM, 5-inch Full HD display, 13MP primary camera and 8MP front camera. You get a 4000 mAh battery and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 430 processor, which is a very decent processor in mid-range phones. So the next is Redmi 3S Prime. It is available only through flash sales and again 32GB ROM and 3GB RAM. Again you get 5-inch display, 13MP camera and 5MP camera, 4100 mAh battery and Qualcomm Snapdragon 430 64-bit processor. So under Rs 10,000 you get the best phones, which are these two only. So the next range is under Rs 13,000. So the first phone in the list is Lenovo K6 Power again, 32GB ROM but with 4GB RAM this time. 5-inch Full HD display and the same hardware like the 3GB RAM variant. So the next on the list is LeEco Le2 with 32GB ROM. It is available for 12,000 rupees. I leave all the links in the description to buy the phones. So you get 3GB RAM, 32GB ROM, 5.5-inch display, 16 megapixels primary camera and 8MP front camera, 3000 mAh battery, which is a decent battery life, and Qualcomm Snapdragon 652 processor. The next on the list is Lenovo Vibe K5 Note with 32GB ROM and 4GB RAM. It's available for 12,500 rupees. 5.5-inch Full HD display, 13 and 8MP camera, 3500 mAh battery and Helio P10 64-bit processor. So the next is the recently launched Redmi Note 4 with the 32GB ROM and 3GB RAM variant, which is for 11,000 rupees. I suggest not to buy the 2GB RAM and 32GB ROM variant because the performance is quite bad. So you get Qualcomm Snapdragon 625-bit 64-bit processor, 4100 mAh battery, 13 megapixels primary camera and 5MP front camera and 5.5-inch display. So in this range we have Redmi Note 4 again with 64GB ROM and 4GB RAM, which is for 13,000 rupees, and the full hardware is again same like the previous variant. So the next on the list is Infocus Epic 1, which is for 13,000, 3GB RAM, 32GB ROM and 5.5-inch Full HD display, 16 megapixels camera is primary and 8MP camera is the front camera, 3000 mAh polymer battery and MediaTek 6797 Helio X20 processor. So the next is Honor 6X swag phone, and you get dual cameras as primary cameras, and which are 12 megapixels and 2 megapixels. It has got a 8MP front facing camera and 5.5-inch LCD display with 3GB RAM and 32GB ROM, 3340 mAh battery. And the next on the list is Lenovo Fab 2, which is for 12,000 rupees, 32GB ROM and 3GB RAM with 6.4-inch display. It is a phablet actually, and 13 megapixel primary camera, 5MP front camera, 4050 mAh battery and MediaTek 8735 processor. So the next is Nubia N1. It is not a very known phone but a very solid phone. It has got a 13 megapixel primary camera, 5.5-inch Full HD display and 13 megapixels front camera also, and 64GB internal memory at 12,500 rupees and 5000 mAh battery. So this range is over. Next we have under rupees 15,000. We have only two phones here. The first one is Lenovo Z2 Plus, 32 GB ROM, and 3 GB RAM, 5-inch display, 13 megapixel camera and 8 MP front camera, 3500 mAh battery and Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor. So the last phone in this range is Moto G Plus 4th Gen. The best thing till now is that it has got the Android 7.0 Nougat update and 16 megapixels camera and 5 MP front camera with 5.5-inch Full HD display and 3000 mAh battery, 3 GB RAM and 32 GB ROM. So the next range is under rupees 20,000. So we have the Le Eco Le Max 2 with 32 GB ROM and 4 GB RAM, 5.7-inch display, 21 megapixels primary camera and 8 megapixels front camera, 3100 mAh battery and Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor. So we have again the Lenovo Z2 Plus, but another variant, 64 GB ROM and 4 GB RAM, 5-inch Full HD display, 13 megapixels primary camera and 8 megapixels front camera, 3500 milliampere battery and Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor, which is the same as the 32 GB ROM variant. So the next is Lenovo P2 with 32 GB ROM and 3 GB RAM, 5.5-inch display, 13 and 5 MP camera, 5100 mAh battery and Qualcomm Snapdragon 625 processor. So again we have the Lenovo P2 but with 4 GB RAM variant, and all the hardware is totally same. So we have Moto M with 32 GB ROM and 3 GB RAM, 5.5-inch display. The cameras are really good, 16 megapixels, 8 megapixels, 16 MP the primary camera and 8 MP front camera, 3050 mAh battery and MediaTek Helio P15 processor. So we again have the Moto M with 64 GB ROM and 4 GB RAM. Again the hardware is totally same as the previous variant. The next range is under rupees 30,000. First one is OnePlus 3T 64 GB. It has got 3400 mAh battery, 16 megapixels primary camera, 16 megapixels front camera, 5.5-inch display and Snapdragon 821 processor. So we have OnePlus 3 64 GB ROM variant. It has got 16 megapixels primary camera and 8 megapixels front camera, 5.5-inch display and Snapdragon 820 processor. So we have the Lenovo Fab 2 Pro, which is a phablet phone with 6.4-inch display, 4 GB RAM, 64 GB ROM, 16 megapixels primary camera and battery is 4050 mAh. So that's the end of this range, and we have the range which is more than rupees 30,000. So the first phone is OnePlus 3T 128 GB. It must be available in some days on Amazon.in. I will leave a link in the description to direct buy the phone. Again we have the same hardware as the OnePlus 3T 64 GB variant. So the next phone is the iPhone 7 with 3 ROM options, 32 GB, 128 GB and 256 GB. The RAM is 3 GB. It is not officially told by Apple, but leaked benchmarks show that it has got 3 GB RAM. So the iPhone 7 has got 4.7-inch display and 12 megapixels primary camera, 7 megapixels front camera and A10 Fusion chip. So the next is iPhone 7 Plus with the same hardware, but the screen size is bigger. It is 5.5-inch Retina display, but the primary cameras are dual now, 12 megapixels plus 12 megapixels. So we have Galaxy S7 32 GB, 5.1-inch display, 4 GB RAM, 3000 mAh battery and Exynos 8890 processor, which is for Indian variants only. So the next is Galaxy S7 Edge with the same hardware, and the last phone is Huawei P9, which is for 40,000 rupees. It has got 32 GB ROM and 3 GB RAM, 5.2-inch Full HD display, 3000 mAh battery, and Huawei's self-made processor, which is the Kirin 955, and 12 megapixels dual cameras and 8 megapixels front cameras. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe my channel and like this video, and share this video with your friends who want to buy a new phone in their budget. So thanks for watching. RAM, 5-inch display, 13 megapixel camera and